You're watching CST.
It's not real football, but let's face it, it's as close as we're going to get. Yeah, the preseason stuff finally kicked off, and let's just say the Saints game against Baltimore was not boring. Good evening, everybody, from the Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. I'm Mike Neighbors, continuing CST's coverage of the New Orleans Saints. Now, this game against the Ravens lacked some star power for the black and gold. Drew Brees didn't play. Marcus Colston and C.J. Spiller, they sat out as well. And on the defensive side of the ball, Hakeem Hicks, well, he didn't play either. And once this game started, unfortunately for the Saints, they would lose more stars. How about the very first drive? Starting defensive back Brandon Browner goes down, colliding with rookie linebacker Ha'ole Kikaha. He leaves the game. Also on that drive, often injured veteran linebacker Donnell Ellerbe would also leave the game. Later on in the first quarter, how about Browner's backup? Delvin Breaux, he would leave the game. Sean Payton wouldn't give us information on the severity of these injuries, so stay tuned on that. Sean Payton would discuss the sloppiness of this game. All told, 15 penalties for 131 yards.
I'm sure we're going to put the tape on after this game, and we'll see a handful of things that are encouraging. We're going to see a lot of sloppy football, and we're going to see some of the things that you have to correct. I'm going to say there's 200 yards in hidden yardage if you really do the math in it, and that's just too much.
Sean Payton not happy with all the penalties, but also said he feels like once he looks at the tape, he'll see a lot of good out there as well. Well, if you're watching these preseason games, you always need the rosters. And this game, if you're a Saints fan, well, you really needed them, especially when you looked at that Saints defense, who started not one, not two, 3 rookies on the first unit. You had linebacker Stephon Anthony, linebacker Ha'ole Kikaha, and defensive lineman Bobby Richardson. The rookies acting their age early against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens would score on their first 3 drives, touchdown drives on the first 2, drives of 80 yards and then 68 yards. If you ask these rookies really on both sides of the football, they know the learning curve is steep, and now they're just getting a taste of it.
It was extremely exciting and a little more than I thought it would be. And, you know, awesome, you know, an entire experience. And, yeah, I'm glad to you know, put this one behind us and you know, go and watch this film and then get on to this next practice.
I played right tackle and left tackle today, so I felt good, you know, flipping both sides. It wasn't really too much of a problem, so I definitely like playing tackle. I think it's helped me out a lot, just the reps and getting more reps so I can get better. And, you know, I'm really appreciative to, you know, be able to get all these reps.
Well, that's the rookie side of the story. You want an inspiring story tonight? How about Saints running back Tim Hightower? The veteran free agent hasn't played football since 2011 when he suffered a very tough ACL injury. Now, he's been on the comeback trail ever since, but has finally gotten a chance here with the New Orleans Saints. Tonight, he made the most of it, and we had a chance to catch up with him afterwards in the Saints locker room. Just talk about this night. A long time coming for you. Had to feel good.
Man, it felt great. It really did feel good. I don't like losing. I don't think any of us in this locker room like losing. But for me, not to separate myself from the team, but just to touch on just being back, a 3-year journey. It feels really good to be able to just get back out there again and do what I love to do.
Sean Payton said you had the look in your eye in pregame and during the game. Just talk about, you know, him noticing that and how you felt in this game.
I don't I was dialed in. You know, I didn't know that he was paying attention. There's so many emotions, so many thoughts, so many emotions that was going through my body and my mind. This journey, it's been a long road, so just trying to calm myself down, really just trying to focus on what needed to be done on the task at hand and what my role was tonight. And so, I don't know, man, I think I was as dialed in as I ever have been in any game.
Considering what you've been through and how long you've waited for a game like this, getting that first big run, what did that do for your confidence?
I felt good. It was hard for me for a little bit that first half to watch, and to kind of, when is it going to be that time to get in there? But I think it was great to watch. It's probably the best thing. I think I was a little too emotional. So be able to watch Kyrie go in there and have some great runs, to be able to watch Mark go in there and see the flow of the game, to kind of allow the flow to kind of, the feel for the game to go, and to give myself a little time just to calm down and just to kind of soak it in. And then when it was my turn to go, to give this offense a spark.
Tim, not having played since 2011, did you ever think this day would ever come?
I prayed for it. I sure did. Nothing in this world is guaranteed. So to say I knew, I didn't know, but all I know is I prayed for it, I prepared for it, and I did everything I could to ensure that when this opportunity came, I would be ready.
Finally, you weren't alone tonight. I mean, you went to school at the University of Richmond. I know you grew up in this area. You had a lot of family and friends tonight. What does it mean for them to be a part of this? I'm going
to try to hold it together. I know I got my son waiting out there for me, the family waiting out there for me, and I made a promise to a lot of people that I would do everything in my power to get back. And I'm going to go out there and see them. My mom's birthday tomorrow. It's special. It really is special. I know they're excited and they're proud of me. Win or loss, those people are proud of you just for accomplishing something that they knew was a goal of yours. So I'll be excited when I get out there and give them all some hugs and kisses. Inspiring stuff from Tim Hightower. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. You really root for a guy like that, and it was good to see him do it in front of his family here in Baltimore. Well, coming up next, we'll have our CST camp counselor, and this time it's a player and a star of tonight's game. How about rookie quarterback Garrett Grayson? Our coverage continues here in Baltimore on CST.
Saints Training Camp is brought to you by Take 5 Oil Change, the fastest oil change on the planet, and by Louisiana Cat, your statewide dealer for Caterpillar equipment in Louisiana.
Welcome back to Baltimore. CST's coverage of Saints preseason 2015 continues. You know what? A lot's going to be made of the injuries and the sloppy play for the New Orleans Saints, but there were a few silver linings. One of them, how about rookie quarterback Garrett Grayson? Well, he didn't look like a rookie against the Baltimore Ravens. I had a chance to catch up with him after the game to talk about his big debut and the advice he gets from those Saints veteran quarterbacks. Boy, just talk about getting your feet wet, and you didn't waste any time making plays. That had to feel good tonight.
No, it definitely felt good. Obviously, I definitely made my fair share of mistakes. But, we capitalized at the end. Obviously, the outcome of the game wasn't what we wanted. But that last drive for us, mainly the rookies, that was big for us to kind of go down there and punch it in. Just going into this next week, going into Patriots week. So it's just big for all of us.
You opened up the whole repertoire for yourself. I mean, you passed the ball, but you had some nice runs. Did it feel good to do a little bit of both?
It did. Just trying to make plays for the team at the end of the day, and I was glad to pick up a couple first downs. But then I definitely, missed on some key throws that I wish I had back. That's something, you got to learn from, make those adjustments, go back and watch the film, see if my feet weren't right, whatever the reason was that I didn't make the throw. Just got to make a correction.
Just talk about your confidence level. Seems like of any rookie quarterback, their head would be swimming when they hit training camp. It seems like the last week you've had good practices leading up to this game. Do you feel like that kind of carried over today?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. My head's definitely still swimming at moments. This offense is very complicated, and unless you know our offense, you won't realize the mistakes that I did make out there tonight. But again, I think that's just kind of rookie mistakes, not being 100%, in control or knowing exactly what we're going to do on each play. Knowing it like the back of my hand, like I did in college. It's something that kind of comes with it, and it just takes time.
How does the playbook compare now to maybe a month ago for you?
Oh, it's night and day different. I mean, I definitely, I know the plays. I'm 1,000 times better. If you would ask me a month ago, my head would have been all over the place. So, and that's kind of brought the game down. It's got a little bit slower for me, and it's allowed me just to go out there and play football.
Just talk about Drew Brees and Luke McCown. Obviously, two veteran quarterbacks. They passed on a lot of wisdom to you. What advice has really stood out on what they've given you either in practice or on the sidelines?
Both of them, they've obviously given me the ins and outs of the game and what to look for, certain things, but both of them just come to me and said, hey, just play football, man. At the end of the day, it's a game that you've played since you were, 10 years old. Just get up there, mic to mic, go through your reads. If they're not there, check it down. At the end of the day, just play the game that you've, known all your life. That's something coming from, a future Hall of Famer, just to go out there and have fun and enjoy it. That means a lot to me.
Garrett Grayson not playing like a rookie and not sounding like a rookie afterwards. Pretty composed, the rookie out of Colorado State. Well, coming up, our final segment, and we have a double whammy for you. A play of the day and a quote of the day from Sean Payton. You won't want to miss that as CST's coverage of the Saints here in Baltimore continues. Welcome back to our final segment here in Baltimore. CST's coverage of the Saints continues. We can't shoot practice, so we're privileged to finally bring back the play of the day here in exhibition play. Some great finalists. How about Kyrie Robinson's touchdown catch against the Ravens? You had rookie Damian Swann with a nice interception. But our winner, we go back to 7:41 left in the second quarter play. The Saints hadn't had many highlights at this point, but this surely was. Luke McCown rolls back. How about the wide receiver screen? Brandon Cooks hauls it in. 28 yards later, he scores. He actually had another chance to score on this drive, but this one was official. From the play of the day to your quote of the day, we go to the post game of Sean Payton, who said something I haven't heard him say in really 10 years of covering the Saints head coach. It appears when it comes to this preseason stuff, Sean Payton cares.
It's a younger team in some areas, and we want to win it. We want to win these games. And so, I'm still, mad we didn't win.
Well, that wraps up this Saints show here in Baltimore. I'd like to thank Tim Hightower. What an inspiring story. And our camp counselor, rookie quarterback Garrett Grayson. I'm Mike Neighbors. We'll see you again on Saturday night.